Do you love nature, but it's just not that exciting anymore? Not that many birds to photograph, giant wild animals gone. You have to travel halfway around the world just to get a decent photograph for social media. It's exhausting. Don't you worry one bit. AI can fix it. AI-generated art, AI-generated video, AI-generated actors that get hired out to be in films. Where's it all going? We all know where it's going. We've seen the science fiction movies about this. But the bigger question is this. As a creative person, does this mean that you're done? Is photography dead? Are illustrators and cartoonists out of jobs? Should they just become farmers? And as you've guessed, I have a lot of thoughts about AI and creativity. And in this episode of Lake Log, I'm going to try to help you understand my thoughts so that I can understand my thoughts so that together we can make an educated decision about how terrified we should be. If AI can generate a realistic looking video from a sentence, does that mean that the future filmmakers will just be really good prompters? If AI can generate a product photo on a background that the client wants in a matter of minutes, does that mean that commercial photographers will no longer be able to find a job? If AI can generate a piece of music that is pleasing and useful and entertaining, does that mean that the cellist who has studied their entire lives will no longer be needed? There's a gator over here somewhere. It's always over here, and it's big. It's really big. It's almost as long as this canoe. So here's what I think about AI and creativity. Hi, it's a green heron. Good morning. And there's a common gallinule. Only a couple of the birds I've seen this morning. All right, let's get back to the bigger question. These guys are just a distraction. If AI becomes the tool that is used to illustrate and animate and write and compose and all of the beautiful creative human endeavors, does that make us less human? That is a real tricolored heron that you can't see because you're looking at me right now, but it's there. Social media and the absolute flooding of our visual space with imagery has created a numbness that is hard to escape. Every day around the world, millions of images are created that really don't mean anything to anyone. They're fillers, they're sugar put on top of a cookie to make it taste better. We consume them with a rapidity that we would consume Halloween candy after Halloween. But we don't really feel anything. We don't really need the candy, don't want it. We eat it anyway because it's there. Yeah, I'm guilty. I like candy corn. Sorry. But because of the pervasiveness of imagery in our modern lives, we no longer feel as much as we used to about them. We don't feel the same way. AI is going to make that numbness even more pronounced. My biggest problem with AI-generated imagery is that it is soulless. I've seen quite a bit of really, really good AI-generated video lately, and it all feels the same, empty. An AI-generated human being doing something that was easier and faster to create than actually getting an actor and a photographer or filmmaker together to create that has nothing of the humanity that the actual person would have had. I know that's kind of long-winded, but you can tell AI imagery. We can all tell. In the same way that a dog can tell if a person is a dog person or not. Animals can sense things. We are animals, and we can sense when video or imagery is just not right. I've seen a lot of really bad AI. I've seen AI-generated images of animals, especially birds, that have extra feet or wings in an awkward place, or maybe two beaks. AI doesn't really know because AI doesn't have any instincts. I've also seen some really convincing AI imagery. I've seen imagery that looks absolutely convincing and real in every sense, but still feels empty. No matter how beautiful it is, or clever, or quick, just doesn't have a soul at all. We're not quite done with AI yet, but here's something that AI did not render out. This is an immature purple gallinule. The adult birds look like this. I haven't seen very many purple gallinules in the last year or so, and I miss the flashy addition of color they bring to the lakeside. The plant it is perched on is called alligator flag, or fire flag. It's a tall, emergent aquatic plant that sends up even taller flower stalks, and the gallinule is here because the flowers are food for birds. The gallinule's outsized feet are best for walking across floating plants or even swimming, but can make perching a challenge. I recorded this in January of 2025, and I love it because it tells a little story that AI would likely never produce. If we really wanted to, we could use AI to make the story more interesting. We can change the gallinule and make it a macaw. Too much? How about a magpie? Or maybe a great horned owl, obviously defying both gravity and logic. But let's put things right again and get back to the story. The gallinule is practicing its little high wire act and trying to get at the tiny blossoms on the end of the stalk. If that was all that was happening, you'd probably want me to let AI jazz this up a bit. But it's not the whole story. The gallinule is balanced far out over the water, and as it moves closer to the blossoms on the tip, the stalk gets closer to the surface. A common gallinule notices and paddles right over. It likes fire flag blossoms too, but can't reach them. The enthusiasm of the common gallinule makes it harder for the purple gallinule to balance. The farther it goes toward the tip, the lower the blossoms get for the common cousin. And that is the whole story. No alligators wearing sunglasses, no breaching candy bowls, no dog-faced canoeists. Just real birds doing real things. And that's enough without AI. When cameras came along in the 1800s, painters thought that painting was dead and that they would lose their jobs and wouldn't be needed anymore, and no one would care about painting. And yet here we are in the 21st century and people still paint. So, is AI going to destroy jobs? Yes. Is AI going to create jobs? Yes. Is AI going to replace the creativity that makes us human? Never. So, don't worry. It's going to be okay. I hope. I used Adobe Firefly to generate the AI imagery shown in this episode. But typing the right prompt and getting the result I wanted proved to be more difficult than expected. I used the Enhance Prompt tool a few times, but I don't think I fully understood it. If I want to continue to use AI, then I will definitely need to improve my prompt writing skills. Here are some of my favorite AI failures. In the first attempt, I wanted a shark to swim up behind me, but this is what I got. The second attempt was a little closer to what I wanted, but the shark fin was aimed the wrong way. A few attempts later, I was an alligator. Then a hippo. I asked for an elephant to crash into the water, and it gave me this little movie. I don't know who this guy is. It's not me. I just wanted some storm clouds over the lake, and it turned into some kind of strange dream. Where did this